Your definitions are too narrow. And this is why you feel like you're stuck in a loop of frustration. And I want to tell you something that I told my clients specifically about wealth, about money, about abundance, because this is what a lot of us are looking for, are calling in that life, right? More money, more wealth, more abundance. And so you're telling yourself, I'm wealthy, and you're being wealthy, you're thinking wealthy thoughts, but all of them come back to money. When I say that, what you're doing right now, it's all coming back to money. How much money you have in your bank account, how much you are able to spend, payments, what you're receiving. You're only focused on money when it comes to wealth. And this is what I told my client. Wealth is not simply money. Abundance is not simply money. Being a wealthy person can come from many other sources than just money, than just finances. And your definition of wealth is so narrow. You are simply focused on money. You are blocking out everything else that you could be focusing on that makes you a wealthy individual now. And so what you're doing is hyperfixating on money, the thing you actually don't have a lot of right now, and you're trying to convince yourself you feel wealthy, and ignoring all the other forms of wealth that you already have. The fact that you wake up in the morning and you are fit and healthy, you are wealthy in health, okay? The fact that you have free time in your day, free time in your wealth, you have a wealth of time, you have a wealth of opportunities. It's like the small moments that make you wealthy. And this is what I was saying to my clients. The fact that she got to work from home, that was a wealthy, that made her feel wealthy and abundant. The fact she got to work in her own space, the fact that she could do these small things throughout the day, the fact that she could go and buy her coffee, the fact that she could call her friends, the fact that, she woke up in the morning and was fit and healthy and she could go on her walk. These are all signs of wealth, but they're not necessarily just money. They're not financially based, but you can be wealthy in other areas, and you need to broaden your definition, because when you kind of stop hyperfixating on just money and just finances, you can see how wealthy you are in other areas, and then you begin to slowly and gradually actually feel more wealthy and more abundant, because we're not hyperfixating on the one thing that actually you don't have. We're looking at wealth on a way broader scale, other areas, taking our focus off of money, which in turn allows it to flow more freely into our life. So think about the definitions you have of abundance, that you have of wealth. Are they narrow? Are they solely focused on money and finances right now? And how actually can you find different sources of wealth and abundance in your life that give you those good feelings that in turn allow other forms of abundance and wealth to flow in, like money?